we should play the old song back, the old background song back, because no, we are back to our topic. We are back to our topics, and I think it is wise that we do this, because most of the time we have been trying to start a new thing, trying to do things the way we would like them to be done, but it's time we start a new thing. Today I want us to talk about helping someone with depression, helping a friend, a family member, someone you know that is suffering with depression. So today we are going to talk about that, because most of the time we don't know what to do, we don't know what to say, we don't even where to begin. We don't even know if that person is going through that. So we are going to talk about that today. So now we are going to start talking about the recognizing depression. Symptoms in a loved one. So not everyone experiences depression the same way. We know that everyone have different symptoms and signs that they are suffering from this. Now, if your friend is experiencing depression, they may seem sad, tearful than usual, appear more pessimistic than usual, hopeless about the future. They tend to switch off. They tend to want to be alone, And when they are alone, that's where everything becomes hard. That's where everything becomes like what is going on with you? You don't even understand. You get upset easily. They get irritated. This is from the notes. Have less energy than usual. Move slowly, or more generally, listless. Have less interest in appearance than usual. Neglect. Basic hygiene such as showering, brushing their teeth, having trouble sleeping, sleep much more than usual. They do something more or less, too much or more or less, care less about their usual activities or interests, things like that. They talk about death and suicide, eat more or less, experience forgetfulness, more stuff like that. So we are going to take 10 tips today, as we welcome you to your one and only show with me, your boy Karchu, in the afternoon. This is the name of the show, is Chilling Gole Clubbing with your boy Karchu SA. Ne? On or at KLFM. Only on KLFM. So you must understand that Chilling with your boy Karchu is part of a bigger show, a bigger thing than we usually. Let me fix this. Right. Yes. Yes. So you must not forget to subscribe, like, and share the show. So as I was saying, that we are going to talk about 10 tips on how you can become a source of support, a source, someone that a friend can lean on, somebody that a friend can go and cry to, saying that, hey, I'm going through hell, I'm going through things, there's some things that I cannot talk to anyone about, but I know which you I can talk to. You must be that is the source that I'm talking about. So we're going to talk about 10 things very fast, 10 things that can help you become a source of support for a friend, a family member, or anyone that is suffering with depression. Depression is a real thing. Depression is not about certain races, certain people, certain things. No, the depression is real. Depression is real. So the first point that I'm going to talk about is starting a conversation. That's the first thing. You need to start a conversation. Let your friend know that you are there for them. You can start the conversation by sharing your concerns and asking a specific question. for example, you must say, it seems like you've been having a hard time lately. What's in your mind? Simple things like that. The last few times we hung out, you seemed a little down. Is there something or anything going on that you'd like to talk about? That's something that people forget to ask their loved ones. Is there something you'd like to talk about? You mentioned going through some hard times recently. How are you feeling about everything? Keep in mind that your friend may want to talk about what they feel, but they might not want what you have to say to them, or give them any advice. Engage with your friend by using active listening techniques. Number one, in those techniques, I cannot just say things like this, Kaloku. I need to research and come back to you, say to you, start a conversation with your friend, help them find support, call them, do this thing, and these are facts. So, how to engage with them? These are techniques. Ask them to get more information instead of assuming you understand what they mean. Validate their feelings. I get it. You might say, that sounds very difficult. I'm sorry to hear that. Show empathy, interest with your body language. Sometimes people say, I'm sorry, but you don't feel that sorriness. You don't feel it at all. So your friend may not feel like talking for the first time you ask. So it can help you continue telling them you care. Keep asking open questions without being pushy and expressing your concerns. Try to have conversation in person whenever possible, because sometimes social media and phone calls, they don't feel that personal. So try to have those things. If you live in different areas, try video chatting. That seems so the first point you need to do is to have a conversation. And like I said, you need to ask them, is there something on your mind? You seemed down the last time you spoke. Is there something you'd like to talk about that is going on in your mind? Stuff like that. So you need to show empathy, talk to your friend, go out with them, show them support. That's starting the conversation. Point number 2, help them find support. Your friend may not be aware they are dealing with depression. Yeah, sometimes depression can be hidden from a person. So you need to talk to them and make them aware. So, or they may be unsure how to reach out for support, or how to call out to people that say, hey, help me do this. Even if they know therapy could help, it can be daunting to search for a therapist and make an appointment. If your friend seems interested in counseling, offer them help. Offer to help them review possible therapists. You can help your friend list things to ask potential therapists, things they want to mention in their first session. Encouraging them and supporting them to make the first appointment can be so helpful if they're having a hard time with it. So, sometimes hearing these things from a friend or somebody you trust, that you need to get help, you need to start standing up and going out there, finding professional help, because sometimes we want to give people the kind of advice that we think is best for them, but it is not best for them at that moment. So we need to help them find professional help, while assisting them, while helping them, while becoming the source again of assistance to them again. So point number 3, support them in continuing therapy. On a bad day, your friend might not feel like leaving the house. Depression can zap energy and increase the desire to self-isolate. You don't want to link up with anyone. You don't want to hear what other people say. You don't even want to see people at that moment. So it zaps that energy and increases the desire to be alone. So if they say something like, I think I'm going to cancel my appointment, encourage them to stick with it. You might say, last week you said the session was really productive. Encourage them, show them that how supportive, how productive, how well that first session went. again, so that they can feel a lot better by going. Same goes for the medication. If your friend wants to stop the medication because of the unpleasant side effects, be supportive, be encouraging. Again, talk to them, tell them to talk with their psychiatrist about switching to different antidepressants or stopping their medication entirely. Again, abstractly stopping antidepressants without the supervision of a healthcare professional may have serious consequences. Typically, reaching out to a healthcare professional before stopping the medication use can help prevent complications. Kaloku. That is something you would want to look at, Kaloku, if you have undergone these things. 4, take care of yourself. When you care about someone who's living with depression, it's tempting to drop in everything and be there by their side and support them. So it is not wrong to help a friend, but it is also important to help yourself by taking care of yourself and your own needs. If you put all your energy into supporting your friend, you'll have little energy left for yourself. And if you are feeling burnt out or frustrated, you won't be much helpful to your friend. You will end up saying that depression is contagious contagious. While it's not, because now you forget that now as a person you have needs. So you need to take care of yourself. You're not saying that you are abandoning them. You're not saying you are telling that person, I have been giving you my time all along. Don't. No. Take care of yourself while taking care of them also. Something like that. So set boundaries. Setting boundaries can help also. For example, you might let your friend know you are available to talk when you get home from work, but not before then. That means that by that time you are very busy. If you are concerned about them feeling like they cannot reach you, offer them help. Come up with a contingency plan. If they need you during work, they might involve finding a hotline they can call, or come up with a code word they can text you in the time of crisis. You might offer to stop by every other day or bring a meal twice a week instead of trying to help every day. Involving other friends also can help create a bigger support network. Practice self-care. And we are still talking about taking care of yourself. So it is very important that we understand these things, because when you take care of yourself, you set boundaries and you practice self-care also. Spending a lot of time with a loved one who has depression can also take an emotional toll. Know your limits around difficult emotions again, and make sure you take time to recharge. If you need to let your friend know that you won't be available for a while, you might say something like, I can't talk until the certain time that you have appointed by time. Can I check in with you then? Obviously, as a person, you will understand that Lomuti has a life also. This person has to live also. So things like this, being open shows that you're not neglectful to a certain person like it. It shows that you are still there for them, but at a certain moment you cannot. That is communication with a friend or a loved one. Don't forget to subscribe, Kaloku, to this page, Kaloku, and you do also follow us on Spotify. It is Chilling with Karjo SA. Yes, Chilling with Karjo SA. Chilling with Karjo SA. H is very difficult because the name has changed, but we will get there. So just go there, www.spotify.com/chilling with Karjo SA. This is the name of the show. Chilling with your boy Karjo. So subscribe there. We're also on YouTube. If you are not with us on YouTube, you can also find us there on YouTube. It is chilling ko letlapeng with Karcho. So now we're going to look at the 5th point. We need to fly because we don't have a lot of time. This Tuesday, this Wednesday, sorry about that. This Wednesday. So as you know that we do not schedule episodes for this week on Wednesday. We schedule episodes on Thursdays. But since last week we were not recording due to technical and other things, so we decided to take that show and bring it to you today. So point number 5, learn about depression on your own. Imagine having to educate each person in your life about a mental or physical condition you yourself are experiencing at a time. Explaining it over and over again sounds exhausting, right? Even you yourself, if you have to explain one thing over and over again, you can be exhausted and it can take an emotional toll also. So you can talk with your friend about their specific symptoms and how they are feeling, but avoid asking them to tell you about depression in general terms, because don't forget, some people also do not understand what they are going through. Read up on symptoms, causes, diagnostic criteria and treatments on your own also. Sometimes if your friend does not know, is not aware that they are going under they are going through depression, it can be difficult for them to know also. So if you have read about the symptoms, if you have read about the causes, if you have read about the diagnostic criteria and treatment, you will now know or see or be able to recognize that this person is going through this. So you need to read on those things. While people experience depression differently, being familiar with general symptoms and terminology can help you have more in-depth conversation with your friend. There are articles that can help you with a starting point in reading about this. So the first article is depression facts, statistics, and you. Depression. Point number 2, types of depression and how to recognize them. We have been through this. You can go to our Spotify page in order to learn about this. We have spoken about depression. Also on YouTube, we have spoken about depression, causes of depression, what it is really like going through a deep and dark depression. I need to read that. Those are a few articles that you can help yourself in reading. Point number 6, offer to help with everyday tasks. Yeah, that is point number 6. With depression, day-to-day tasks can feel overwhelming. Things like laundry, groceries, paying bills can begin to pile up, making it hard to know where to start. Your friend may appreciate an offer to help, but also they might not be able to clearly say what they need help with. So instead of saying, let me know if there's anything you consider saying, what do you most need to do or help with today? If you notice their refrigerator is empty, say, can I take you for grocery shopping or pick up what you need? If you write a list for me, I can tell you, let's go get some groceries and cook dinner together. If your friend is behind on dishes, laundry, or other household chores, offer to take over. Put on some music, take a specific task together, or tell water into a sink, start the dishes. While they pick up their interest, leave them there, start sweeping. Show them they can share the work so that the work can seem less daunting. Yeah. Point number 7. As you hear the sound now, you know that the time is against us. So Point number 7, you need to extend loose invitations. Sometimes we say, I'm gonna come by, or something. We need to get together and go out sometime. That's what we say, but we do not do. So you need to extend. People living with depression may have a hard time reaching out to friends or help or making or keeping plans. But cancelling plans can contribute guilt. A pattern of cancelled plans may lead to fewer invitations. Well, you can never invite a person who always wants to cancel plans, which can increase isolation. These feelings can worsen depression. The more you see that this person does not care, it can become worse. So it is very, very important that you invite them. And how does that after saying, okay, then later on, you cancel the plan. It builds guilt, so it can help you help a friend also. So you can help reassure your friend by continuing to extend invitations to even if you see that they are less interested in going out or in doing anything. So even if you know that they are unlikely to accept, tell them that you understand they may not keep plans when they are in a rough patch, and there is no pressure to hang out if they are not ready. Again, every day was actually no. You don't do that. Just remind them you are happy to see them whenever they feel like it. Point number 8. Today, very, very unscheduled. It's very important that you remember that it was an unscheduled show, unscheduled episode. That is why I think because I've seen a lot of people suffering with depression, anxieties. I've also been part of those people suffering with those things, and I've seen people surrounding people suffering. I've seen people surrounding me when I was going through my depression and anxiety. They didn't know what to do. They didn't know what to say. They cannot even pick up anything. Some of them, they just lose it. Stuff like that. It is not that. It is not that. This is a dark and deep depression that the person is going through. Sometimes it hits you that hard that you don't know what to say or what to do with it. Sometimes your heart beats so fast so that you wanna die. Sometimes you feel like crying all the time. So these things require a very patient person. That is why I said, let me gather information, let me do some research, and let me talk about this. And I have also my friend Kara Tiamo me, giving me advice, saying talk about things that people can relate to. So this is something that a lot of people can relate to. Helping someone or supporting a friend or a loved one, somebody with depression or anxiety. It's very important to understand. So you need to be patient. Point number 8. We have 7 minutes left before we close the show. Depression usually improves with treatment, but it can be a slow process that involves some trial and error also. They may have to try a few different counseling approaches or medications before they find that one that will help the symptoms of your friend. Even successful treatments does not always mean that the depression will go away entirely. That's why I said it's important that you go back and find out what we were saying about depression before coming to this show, because this episode says things that will confuse you if you do not know what depression is. So it's very important to learn what depression is. Go back. Now, where was I? So your friend Yeah, so it does not mean that depression will go away entirely. As I said, it is an emotion that comes with time. It comes and goes, comes and goes. So that successful treatment does not mean that the depression will go away. Same time for no. So your friend may need to continue the treatment as they may have symptoms from time to time. Okay. So in the meantime, they will probably have good days. They may have good days, and they may feel like treatment, man, I'm good now, but they also will have the bad days. So avoid assuming a good day may mean that they are cured. No. And they try not to get frustrated if a string of bad days makes it seem like your friend will never improve. I've seen this because sometimes you yourself also, the person suffering from depression, feel like this will never work out, man. That is why people get suicidal thoughts, suicidal ideations. Depression does not have a clear recovery timeline. Expecting your friend to return to their usual self after some few weeks in a therapy or under medication can never help you. Number 9, stay in touch. Letting your friend know you still care about them as they continue to work through depression can help. Even if you are not able to spend time with them on a regular basis, check in with a text, phone call, a quick visit. Even sending a quick text saying I've been thinking of you and I still care can help a lot. People living with depression may become more withdrawn and avoid reaching out. So you may find yourself doing more work from time to time. You understand? So it is very, very important that you become you stay in touch with those persons at that moment. But continuing to be a positive support presence in your friend's life may make all the difference to them, even if they cannot express that at that moment they are going through that depression. Very important. Point number 10, the last point. Depression often involves sadness and a low mood, but it also has other less known symptoms. For example, know the different forms of depression can take. Know the different forms that depression can take. Yes, that is the last text. Now, we're thinking about the symptoms. For example, many people don't realize depression can involve anger, irritability, confusion, difficulty with memory, and difficulty focusing, excessive fatigue, and sleep concerns. Physical symptoms such as stomach distress, frequent headaches, and back and other muscle pains. So your friend may often seem to be in a bad mood or feel exhausted a lot of time. Try to keep that in mind, that they are still feeling part of depression, even if it does not feed into the stereotype version of depression. Even if you don't know how to help them feel better, simply say, I'm sorry you're feeling this way. I'm here to help. I'm here for you. I can not take this away, but I'm here. I'm here for you. I'm here for you. Just saying I'm here for you. Just calling and say, is everything okay? Do you need some? Just saying that it is enough and can help. Sometimes, staying in touch can help drive away this depression, can help away drive the anxiety, because when you are around people, it runs. But When you are alone, it is very difficult. Very difficult. So try being there for your friend, Bafit. That is all from me, your boy Karacho, signing out. It is salute to everybody who turned in today. Don't forget to be a source of support, Matawata, to your friends. Be that source of support. Help them out. Be there for them. But for me, your boy, I'm saying I salute each and everyone who's here with me today, trying to help that friend in need, trying to be there for a loved one, Bafit. Because depression is something very serious. It's something very serious. It's not something that you can joke about. No, it is not something that you can say it's for the whites or it's for a specific race. It is not. It is not. Depression is real. Depression is real. It can kill you. It can finish you. So if you still love your loved one, be there for them. Call them. Talk to them regularly. Don't spend weeks, days on end, hours. Sometimes an hour is a long time. I can hear the notes saying you need to set boundaries and say you cannot talk from that note. Yes, I think it is best that we set up a network, support network for that specific individual. So I can go furthermore. I think I've said enough for today. So that is all from me today.
The time is 11:00 p.m.
Yes. So it's me signing out and saying to you, salute to everyone who listens. Don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe. And follow. Salute.